Hey guys, this is Sid and welcome to your 7th Python tutorial. In this tutorial we're going to talk about two important data structures in Python. These data structures are lists and tuples. Now as you can see, I've created a basic Python script over here. So let's start. Now a list in Python is created using square brackets. So this is how we create list, and inside the list we put data, and it's not a single data, it's multiple datas. And the best part about this is that data can be of different data types. For example, this is a list, okay, and I can print A and it's gonna return me the list. See, now this is a list, and it's not necessary that everything inside here is of the same data type. Just like I said, it can be a floating point or a string inside, and I run it and it's still a list. Let me just type here type A, and it's gonna return, I'm sorry, I have to type print. Yeah, see that? It returns that A is of type list. Now what is a list? If you're familiar with programming languages like C++ and C, you must be familiar with the term arrays. List is a sort of an array, but in C and C++ and Java, the array is constrained to one data type. So if you're making an array, it has to be, the contents has to be of the same data type. But in a list in Python, it does not have to be. It can be of different data types, and it is really flexible in that case. Now similar to list is a tuple. Let me show you what tuple. Now, tuple is created using parentheses. So if I create this, then this is a tuple. Let me just do quickly type B and type T. Oh, I'm sorry, it's actually A. Yeah. Let's run this. There you go. It prints the tuple, it prints the string, of course, and there's the type. You see, it's list. So A is a list and T is a tuple. Now you must be wondering, what is the difference between a tuple and a list? Well, the main difference between a list and a tuple is that a list is mutable, but a tuple is immutable. Now what does that mean? If you don't know already, that means that the contents of list can be altered, whereas of the contents of tuple, you cannot change them. Once you create a tuple, it's fixed, it's done. You cannot change it. You can only destroy the whole tuple, that's it, from the memory. You cannot change what's inside. You cannot pop something out or push something in. Now you might be wondering, why would I use tuple if I can use list, which is more flexible with the data? Well, if you want a data which you don't want to change throughout the program, the tuple is your best option. For example, the combination of username and password. So you don't want it to change, right? So you can use tuple. And if you're doing network programming, you can use the combination of IP and the port in the tuple, because you don't want it to change. So that's where tuple is used. Now let me show you how we can add or remove data from a list. Now when you create a list object, which is A in this case, it's a list object. It gives us different functions. and you can see the different functions by typing using this very useful command in Python. There you go. You see, it's all the list of functions available. What we are interested in is insert and pop. There you go. There's the insert and there's the pop. So now let's add an element. So a.insert, and we add. Now insert takes two arguments. First one is the index and the second one is the object which you want to insert. So I'm gonna enter 0 as the index, and I'm gonna enter, let's say, 14, and now I'm gonna print a just to see what we did. And you see it was first 12 3 4.5 string, and then now it is 14 12 3 4.5 string. So 0 index means the beginning. This function adds an object before the index mentioned in the parameters. That is important, you should remember it. Okay, so if I put here 1, it's not gonna put 14 at first position, it's gonna put 14 before the first position. I'm gonna just change this so you can see what is happening. Let's say it's something, and we enter it. There you go. The first position, it enters it before the first position. Okay, so this is 0. Remember, this is 0 and this is 1. This was 1. Okay, and it entered this before 1, not after 1 or at the place of 1. That's how we add stuff. Now let's remove stuff. Now pop takes exactly one argument, and it is the index. Which element do you want to remove? So let's say I want to remove 1, and we add it. See, something is gone. Let me just actually print a before this. So yeah, there was this element over here, then I popped the first element. So this is 0, this is 1, and it popped it out, and now it's not there. That's how we add and remove elements from a list. You cannot do this in a tuple. You can type this to T, see what options this tuple gives us, and if you look here carefully, there's only count and index. There's no insert, there's no pop, no sort, nothing of that type. So that's the difference between a list and a tuple. Now I hope this was useful for you. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe.